Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather. I hate Floyd Mayweather. And that's what I used to say, at least. I used to hate this arrogant little, as Conor McGregor said, bald-headed midget twat. I used to hate this guy because I didn't really like his fights. Like 50-0, 50-0, yeah, but you don't really knock people out. You just touch them like it's fucking tag. You know, the game tag that you play when you're young. Tag, like that. It's not, you're not a man, I thought, but you know, then I realized that there's actually something very valuable to get from Floyd. So Floyd doesn't have to knock people out. He can just win on points, and that's fine. But oftentimes, especially if you listen to motivational content, if you get some people who like reject you, if someone says you can't do something, you get this instant rush of, I'm gonna show these people that I'm better. But that's just a rush. That's just a burst of adrenaline or whatever it is. But the next day, that goes away, and away goes the conqueror's spirit. So Floyd doesn't live off of the conqueror's spirit. Floyd doesn't live off motivation. Floyd doesn't depend on motivation. He depends on careful planning and habits. So one thing I've realized, well, when I've watched martial arts, because I've watched a lot of boxing fights, a lot of UFC fights, and it's like both of these people are tough, and you have to be tough as a man, of course. In life you have to be tough. But what happens if one guy is smart? What happens if one guy has spent 2 months before the fight planning and perfecting his game plan? What if he's seen a tendency in his opponent? What if he sees that right before he throws that jab, his left chest muscle twitches? What if he's planned everything out? And what if he's actually trained it every day in practice? It's like, if you want to run a marathon, you can't just go out and run there and be tough. And I would say that as long as you don't give up, as long as you aren't someone who just gives up like that, toughness comes second to smartness and careful planning. So it becomes very easy to succeed if you have successful habits. And so what I would recommend, and I do this every night, so what I do is, even though I have basically the same schedule for every day, or let's say every week at least, I still open a Google document. I write, this time I wake up, this time I do that, this time I do meditation. But meditation, it sounds gay, but basically I prepare myself for war. I go through my kill list, so to speak, and I instill that sense of urgency in my life, that if I don't attack life with ferocity and with aggression, then my life will be shit, and I will die a miserable death. So anyway, I do my meditation, I take my cold shower, do my things, eat breakfast, so on, go to school. And go to school, it's very big block of my day, so I have to make it as efficient as possible. So what do I do when I take the bus there? What do I do when it's recess? Do I just sit and watch some YouTube videos? No, I think about maybe I could record a video like this during recess. Maybe I could do that. Maybe. So I try to attack, and I'm not perfect, of course, but this is at least what I try to do. I try to attack life with everything I got. So, and I do that by planning the day before. And once that planning, and once the action of following that schedule becomes a habit rather than something that's forced upon you or foisted upon you, then it just becomes like success becomes inevitable. So one proof of this is that if you have been going to the gym for a long time now, then you'll probably started seeing some progress. So let's say if you do like full out 6 days a week push pull leg split, or even if you do like, even if you just go 2 days a week and you do full body, then you've started seeing that it's not the motivation that you get in the gym, it's not that you're in the right mental state and then that you're motivated right before you're about to do your set, and that you really, it's not really about, it's about that to a certain extent, but it's mostly about just planning. When am I gonna get there? How am I gonna get there? And what am I gonna eat? What is my training plan? What do I do when it stagnates, when I can't seem to make any more progress? What if I plateau? And so on. And you start thinking, and then you start executing. And once that execution, that those actions have been repeated tens of times, then it will become automatic. And you won't have to spend any energy on it. You can spend the energy on something else. So yeah, plan your day. It's gonna help you tremendously. And with planning, there's another thing that I forgot to mention, which is that you shouldn't only plan the actions, you should plan the thoughts that are gonna appear in your head. If you're gonna take on a big challenge, if you're gonna, let's say you wanna learn to do a muscle up, don't just write down, I'm gonna train muscle ups or train for muscle ups 3 times a week, I'm gonna do it at these times, and so on. Also write down, what am I gonna feel, what objections am I gonna receive from my own brain while I'm doing this, and then you write down the answers to them. So if you do that, and if you really think about it, then you can't lose. So one of the things I did so I was sick for maybe 2 weeks. I had a cold, and when I got back from it, my habits had changed, because 2 weeks, that's basically enough to change your habits. So my habit was to not get out of bed directly, or get out of bed early. And now I had to switch back. So I had to put the alarm clock on whatever it was, 6 o'clock, and then I had to actually do it, actually get out of bed, which is much harder than you think if you are not used to it. Actually get in the cold shower. I hate that cold shower. And then I had to do all of my morning routine parts. So the first day, I thought that I could just put the alarm clock on 6 o'clock and then I would just do it. I would just fall back on my previous habits. But no, that's not what happened. I felt as though I hadn't slept for more than 2 hours, and that's what I should have put down and written down beforehand, the night before. So I knew that I got maybe 8 hours of sleep, but it felt as though it was just 2 hours when I woke up. And that's because I wasn't used to getting up that early, and so I should have written down what objections will my brain, my lizard brain, or my caveman brain give me not to do the thing I know I should be doing. And then I write down, in quotation marks, you should sleep more. I don't feel like I've slept enough. And then the response to that is, you have slept enough. That's just a feeling that you have. And if you get up, if you get into the cold shower, then it won't take more than 5 minutes until that feeling is completely pulverized. And then, you know, you have not wasted 2 hours trying to fall asleep again. So I should have written that down, and all of the other possible rejections. So that's a very important part of planning as well. A very important part. So write down not just what you're gonna do, but how you're gonna feel, and the objections that are gonna come to you.